everyone, welcome back to BohoMystic. My name is Marinelli, and today we're going to do a reading for the full moon in Leo that's coming up. I had it on the 24th of July, 2025. So I was really inspired for this reading by a deck that I created called the Mustard Seed Oracle. They're what I call little seeds of wisdom. And I've been having this idea of doing a reading essentially around the concept and the idea of what seeds have you planted, or what have your seeds grown into that you're going to now receive from? Like, what bounty are you receiving from the seeds that you have planted this new moon in Leo? What gifts are the seeds that you've planted bringing you? I'm really excited for this new moon. I think we all are. I think it's been kind of crazy. So Mercury is going retrograde on the 18th of this month, which is only a couple days from today, or from when I'm recording this. And I've already had, I was just talking to someone and telling them how I haven't had any mishaps with my electronics or recordings, or, I really felt like, I wasn't being affected by it, which is surprising. I kind of felt like I was just swimming. And I recorded almost 3 hours of footage yesterday, and the microphone, I guess, died on there, and I didn't have any sound. And there was no way that I could get the sound on it. And essentially they were useless. And I think I took it like a champ, even though I don't know if my husband would agree. And went out to dinner, and just, and that's just the way things go. And just knew that I will film again today. Of course, you can't film the same readings. I can't. I can't, even my feeling, even the energy, and even how I'm feeling today is different how I was yesterday. So I can't put the same energy, nor even the same intentions, even though I did try for one video. It's not coming today. It's like, no, today's not the day. And I guess yesterday wasn't the day either, obviously. So that video is gonna have to wait, but it's in my opinion, a cool one. All right. Well, let's get started before this goes on too long. Okay, so I had to look up one of the decks. So I am using the Divine Decan Tarot by Reese Marin. I don't know everything about decans, but I just really wanted to have all the astrological significance for this reading, so that's why I'm using it. It's a cool deck. It's a study in progress. I'm also using the Visions of the Liminal Space Oracle deck, the Kantaji Oracle, which is one of my absolute favorite Oracle decks of all time. It is so deep and so filling. Like, every entry is a full course meal. It's so beautiful. And then, of course, I'm using my deck, which is the Mustard Seed Oracle. This deck will be available. I received really good updates on my production and printing. Hopefully my decks will be available soon. More information will be forthcoming, so I'll let you know. Okay, let's figure out what's going on. What is this new moon going to bring us? So what does our collective need to know regarding this new moon in Leo on the 24th of July 2025? And this full moon in Leo, is it asking us to shine brightly, to harness our inner fire, to be confident, to be the Leos, the lions in our own lives? All right, there we go. I will leave that there. Bottom of the deck, we have, why are you not worthy of forgiveness? Abundance is not a finite resource. Okay. Are you healing your past and what you would consider past errors, past mistakes that you consider mistakes, or even how long potentially it's taken you to break cycles. So that's no good. It's not loving yourself unconditionally. It's not giving yourself the grace that you probably give others very freely. Okay. Let's do this Cantagy Oracle. We're only doing one. So if more than one falls, I have to put it back. Is it this one? It is. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the voice of the moon. Yes. I am going to read these because, as I said, the book and the messages are chef's kiss. All right. There's a heart tethered to the moon, tethered to like a person at the bottom holding someone. It could be a seed, an ear. It's like the moon is speaking to you through your heart space. All right. That's beautiful. All right. Number 9. The voice of the moon. You wander alone through an extended night in an unknown landscape. The world is opaquely illuminated by the moon, wide, round, and silvery above you. Your mind is weary from caution, consideration, orientation, and decision-making as you navigate through this beautiful but alien territory. A deep longing for a guide, or at least a companion, emerges within you. Just then you step into a clearing where the moon bathes you in its cool glow. You feel as if it is gazing at you as much as you are gazing at it. As you observe each other, feelings of shared appreciation and benevolence emerge. And then a voice, sure, smooth as liquid, subtle, yet omnipresent as air, and somehow luminous, flows through your mind. Though the sound of the voice does not come from the sky or from any particular place, you know it is the voice of the moon resonating in the ear of your heart. It comforts as it illuminates each step of your path. Go left at the pine stump, cross the creek, slowly now, climb up onto the boulder. You travel on, your mind at ease and your heart nourished by this ineffable, ethereal friendship. When you are drawn to this archetype, you will now benefit from transforming your longings into a sense of belonging. I love that. You belong. We all belong. Each one of us belongs in this place and time in which we exist. We belong to the earth and we belong to each other. Whether we acknowledge it or not, we are interdependent and coexistent. Despite our innate interconnection with each other and all that is, we tend to feel that we are separate. Unfortunately, this false sense of separateness leads us to get distracted by longings and then to chase one thing after another because there's nothing out there that can possibly fill the hole created by feeling separate. Yeah. So beautiful. You know, in many ways, looking at this, what I just got looking at this, it's like as though the moon is bequeathing you your heart back. Maybe with all the shedding that you just did, all the endings of cycles, closing of cycles and work, real work that you've done, especially in this full moon in Capricorn and leading up to it, and with all these astrological changes, transits that are truly affecting us on so many levels. It's as though we gave our heart to the moon and they were working on it, healing it for us. And we're getting it back in a better condition. Really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Let's do one of these. Visions of the Liminal Space. Card, please, Spirit. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Storm and Fury. It's like the house is being taken away. Let's see what they have to say. Storm and Fury. A power born of rage, destructive, and vengeful in nature, which amplifies the potency of cursed magic. A last resort kind of magic. The dying cries of the tortured, discarded, and unvindicated kind of magic. The planet remembers, the water remembers, the bloodied soil remembers, and what grows from it remembers. If justice is not offered willingly, storm and fury will restore it by force. Whoa. I love what it just said. I mean, the soil remembers. And we're doing this. So, and what the bloodied soil remembers, and what grows from it remembers. What I'm taking from that's what I'm taking from this card. The soil remembers everything that went into this seed being planted. All the work that you've had to do just to be able to get and receive that seed. Just to have been bequeathed that Ace of Pentacles, let's say. And all the work that has taken you to grow that seed and nurture that seed and then harvesting that seed. And you may have felt like you were part of the storm. You may have been the storm. You may have been this house being caught up in it, never knowing or feeling like you belonged. Oh, remember what they said about belonging? But you are now going to see yourself, this house, your Four of Pentacles, your heart be restored and put down, placed gently, lovingly, better than where you were, better than how you were before you planted and worked on the seed. And when that seed, see how I see it is, when I read the soil remembers, the bloodied soil remembers, I see it as those were the nutrients. The soil knew and knows what it took for you to be able to plant that seed. So it's catered, it's molded the soil just for you. I love how absolutely nature driven this is. I think it wants us to connect. And so many of us don't. So maybe that's something for you to do. And that will help also ground yourself, anchor yourself through all these changes that are happening around us, to us, and for us. A moon card. What deck is this? It's the Moon Goddess. It's from the Moonlit Legends card deck. One card, please, Spirit. Okay. There's our 4 oracles. All right, new moon in Gemini, new moon energy, and Uranus in Gemini. Okay, new moon in Gemini. Embrace new connections and explore ideas with a curious mind. Communication, curiosity, and adaptability. Yes. Absolutely. I think we need to be adaptable. What I said about anchoring ourselves and, anchoring yourself and grounding still stands, because you could be a balloon, right? Or you can still sway in the wind like a kite, but it's still being held. You don't want the kite to just go, right? You don't want to be this house anymore, just being caught up in the storm and fury. You also don't want to be the storm and fury anymore. Okay. Let's do, I'm going to put these in a pile. It's easier for me to do that when we're going through them. Now let's do the tarot. What does our collective need to know today regarding this new moon in Leo? got 4. I'll clarify if I need to. Let's go from here. Jupiter and Gemini. Gemini again. 8 of Swords with interference. Mutable air. What I'm getting from this card, especially with Jupiter and Gemini, the expansion of Gemini, the benevolence also of Jupiter, is a very traditional take on the 8 of Swords of you stopping, collecting yourself, quieting yourself, kind of like the 2 of Swords, but just a little differently, and taking everything that's going on around you, right? All the swords. And you were able to collect them all, to be able to like take inventory of everything that was going on in your life that was affecting you. All the self-doubt, all the negative talk, negative self-talk, other people's judgments. I mean, everything and anything that was coming towards you. And you decided to actually deal with them head on. Process them head on. It's like you called a meeting with all your shadows, all your cords. And you've been able, it's like you blocked out the interference that you were having in your mind. Because I think this is definitely in your heart, but in your mind, in your thoughts, in your core, that wouldn't leave you alone, that haunted you, that hounded you. And instead of letting it go to the 9 of Swords, you're like, no, I'm dealing with this now before it truly is haunting me until it paralyzes me. It's my decision. I'm stopping and I'm dealing with this now. That's what I'm getting from this card. Oh my God, again. Then underneath that we had the Knight of Swords, expressive communication with Gemini. Oh my goodness. You grounded yourself. And you decided just what I said. You attacked the situation. I don't want to use the word I don't want to use the word attacked, okay? But kind of like you decided, right, to be proactive. You proactively took the steps of dealing with this before it caused you to start your cycle again, before you started that karmic cycle again. It's like, no, you saw something, you understood something, or you were just fed up with same old, things never changing. I'm not sure yet with what specifically would have done this, but yeah, something like that. Let's see what else is coming. What else is this new moon showing us, bestowing us? This is amazing, guys. I think that you guys are super, like you guys are so much stronger than you were before. You've done a lot of healing, a lot of introspection. I was going to say, you kind of were done sacrificing. So maybe you came out of the hangman mode. You learned what you could, and you were like, you just understood that things couldn't continue the way they were. All right, let's take a look at your cards. The seed. What seed did you plant? Try giving yourself the grace you so freely give others. I mean, this is what I said in the beginning of the reading. These are the lessons that you have learned. These were the seeds. These were what you intended to conquer in your own life, in your own emotional homeostasis. These were your inner child wounds. These were your shadows, your cores that you needed and you understood that you needed to cut. Wow, I can't believe this card came out. Why are you not worthy of forgiveness? I think now you realize, or you did realize, you are worthy of forgiveness. And I think that you realized and finally bestowed upon yourself the grace that you do so freely give others. I was feeling that. You've done a lot of work Kudos to you. Just amazing. All right, what else do we have? What is the oracle here? The luminous brew. Oh, I love this one. In a cauldron made of moss, hung over a fire that feeds itself on nothing fuel. These things simmer under the light of the moon. A star-kissed leaf, pollen gathered by a swarm of bees between hives, lichen from the apex of the mountain, moistened with a single drop of cave water, fallen from a crystalline stalactite. A wish you cannot know until it is fulfilled. You drink this brew from a green acorn cap as ribbons of dawn pink the boughs. Your current experiences will later feed your future self. In the meantime, let your past nourish you. When you're drawn to this archetype, you will now benefit letting your past experiences nourish you. In particular, notice if there are any themes in your current experience that feel like a repetition or evolution of a prior experience. Apply the lessons of the past to your current situation and build on those lessons for the future. So in keeping with what we were saying about the past and about how the soil remembers, the bloody soil remembers what you planted. It's like you've taken those lessons, and I really feel like it was a cycle that you've repeated several times in your life. But this shedding, this completion of this cycle, that I feel like you really did just complete it. Like you closed the door finally on it. Maybe in this full moon in Capricorn. And you're like, I finally learned the lesson. I can close this book, close this chapter, and move on. And now you take those lessons with you to apply, right, to other lessons that you'll be learning in the future. They all build upon each other. They're all leading to be inclusive of one another. And that's beautiful. You get to drink your brew. You get to drink the brew of your hard work. It's like toasting to your completion of a cycle. I know I keep saying that because it's different for everyone else. I think it was a big cycle. I think a lot of the cycles that we just closed were huge. But I also think it was a cycle that repeated, was on a loop in your life. That's why I made reference before to like an inner child wound, an inner child chain that just couldn't let you go, or you couldn't let go. And I keep going back to the why are you not worthy of forgiveness? And I know that there are so many wounds that you truly blame yourself in your life for. And it's like you just had an epiphany. You had a moment of clarity. You just understood that that's either not true, and whatever portions you feel that were true, you absolved. You absolved yourself from those transgressions. You forgave yourself. You loved yourself unconditionally, and that is like an exploding rainbow in the world. It's like you burst into light. Wow, I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah. This is really powerful. You became the Leo, right? With this new moon in Leo. I think you're shining. You became the light of the sun. Wow. Reason to live. Reason to live juice. Reason to live juice. 555 milligrams. Take as needed. Change, change, change. Take a dose of the change juice, huh? Yeah, I think you did. I think you followed the prescription exactly. You didn't miss a dose. You also finished the prescription. It's like you went from A to Z. And you're one step forward in your becoming your authentic self, becoming a more healed self. This healing never ends. There's so much. And I don't want to say your healed self, but to a certain extent, right? Regarding this, yeah. I think you've done a lot of healing and growth because you took your prescription, because you decided to do the work, because you decided not to give up when things got really hard. And maybe you were the storm and the fury. Maybe you were just battling it and feeling like, I don't know, I feel like anger, right? When you want a change and you're just so fed up with how things are, you do get angry. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you were able to channel, that's it. You were able to channel the anger into positive movement, into positive change, instead of, again, letting it bring you down into the depths of despair again, starting again, whatever cycle that you've been in. The anger fueled you in a positive way instead of a negative way this time. Wow, guys. And I don't think it was easy. Try giving yourself the grace you so freely give others. I think that you let yourself fall. And when you had a setback, or possibly you were triggered, or, you just rode the wave. You're like, okay, I can continue doing this. It's not going to stop me. I'm still going to keep moving forward. Oh my goodness, full moon in Cancer. And we are in Cancer season right now. The astrology is amazing, guys. Release old emotions and strengthen your bond with home and family. Emotional release, connection, and home. Yeah, I don't really think there's much more to say. I think that this cosmic soup that we're swimming in, has been a huge catalyst for you. Huge. It's been painful and rough. I mean, it's been difficult these past few weeks for me. Specifically energetically, it's been crazy. But I also, as I've said in all my readings, I also know something amazing and big is going to happen for us, for the collective, for light workers, for everyone. It's like all these ups and downs have helped us establish our sea legs. We can weather any storm now. And I also think by saying full moon in Cancer, I'm splitting these up. We're in Cancer season, but again, I have to go back to the full moon in Capricorn that just happened. I think that you did a lot of work, a lot of shedding recently. Saturn in Sagittarius. 10 of Wands with oppression. That is under try giving yourself the grace you so freely give others. I think that's what you were doing. I think you healed putting everything upon you, carrying everyone's burdens, always doing for others and never doing for yourself. I think that's been a very recurrent theme in a lot of these readings. I also think this is speaking to all the hard work that you've done. I think this new moon is the place where you drop these 10 of Wands. What we always say with this card is, it's possible. You're just at the end of the suit of carrying all these burdens, of going through step by step by step. And I think, again, that's why I know it's a big cycle, and it was a big cycle, and it was also a long repeating cycle. It's like reaching where he is normally walking, right? Towards the village, towards the town with all the wands. where you can lay down those wands. The new moon is showing you the town, is apparating the town for you so that you can lay these burdens down and then focus on your harvest. And I just want to say to fill your own cup with. Fill your own cup first, and then you will be able to fill everyone else's cup. But you can't go back to putting your needs last. I know that it's easier that way. Sometimes it's an obligation, or you feel it's an obligation. But your best version will be the best version for everyone else. Six of Pentacles, material success with the luminous brew. Yes. You're going to find the pub and drink from that gorgeous brew. And you're going to receive. I think the moon is showering you with gifts. Very well deserved. Very well deserved, by the way. It's that harvest. I think that you're going to be surprised. I feel the surprise in this time. I think you're going to be surprised by something really going your way, where things haven't been going anyone's way, right? And I think you're going to chuckle to yourself and be like, it's kind of weird how things are going my way. And that's how a lot of people feel when they first find their flow state, where you're no longer treading water, you're no longer swimming against the current. It's like all of a sudden you're just being carried down the stream. And I think that's going to be kind of a new sensation for you. And I think that you're going to be happily surprised, tickled by how, I don't want to say how easily things come to you, but how they're not always a struggle and they're not difficult to accomplish when you put your mind to it. And if you've never experienced that, hearing me say that may kind of rub you the wrong way. And I have to say it did for me too before. But I've learned that is a truth that is often kept from us. I really have. And when you're not fighting every moment in your life, when you're not feeling like you're bumping against every obstacle in your way, supposedly, you will be surprised at how things flow. How things flow into your life, how things flow out of your life, how you can regulate your emotions much better in a more productive way. You will find that to be true in time. And if you already know that, you guys have some really nice things coming your way. All right, what else do we have here? Page of Cups, sensitive and adaptable. Water personified. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, which we are in Cancer season. Oh, all I saw is love. And that's all I felt and feel right now. And I have always said and have been mocked and been scoffed at several times in my life when I tell people that love is the only reason. It's the only reason we exist. It's the only reason for any of it. Love is the answer, and it's always the reason. You don't have to agree with me, and that's fine. I feel like I have to say that because it's coming into my mind, and I think that's how Spirit is speaking to me right now, so that I can have this point. And that's all I saw with the Page of Cups. It's love. And all I saw with this is, with the reason to live, not the juice, the reason to live is love. The reason to live is love. And I think that that's going to be a lesson or something that you're going to take to heart coming this new moon in Leo. You're going to feel an abundance of love, an abundance of light, right? Leo is ruled by the sun, and it's life force energy. It's shining, it's confidence, it's radiating. And it's sovereign. It's powerful energy. But it's also a wise sovereignty, a just sovereignty, a protective sovereignty. And I think that's what you're going to be experiencing. So that's amazing, collective. We'll take it. I hope that everyone is receiving cups of love. And if you're offering cups of love, I think that's also awesome. If we can do this, give ourselves love, give ourselves cups, receive cups, and give cups, we will be in a much better place than we are today in this world. Oh, I love it. If you look at this if you see this the way that I'm seeing it, the Page of Cups is offering his cup with fish in there, right? The abundance, to this Six of Pentacles, which is right next to him, which again, material success, abundance. And then it's leading back to the Ten of Wands. I think that you're going to receive and have an increase of wealth in however you are feeling a lack thereof in. So if it's financial, I think you may get a boon. If it's emotional, mental health wise, I think you're going to feel stronger and more capable than you have in a long time. If it's love, I think that you may be receiving a cup, or you may be ready to receive love, or you may be able to give love in a healthier way. If it's security, I think you're going to feel secure and safe. I think you're going to feel more secure. And if it's a lack of hope, I think that you're going to see hope blooming again in your garden. I think you're going to see the seedlings burst through that soil that remembers everything that you've gone through to give you the gifts that you need to increase that hope, to break those lack mindsets. That was emotional. And then under full moon in Cancer, we have the Four of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. The security. I was feeling that really strongly. Earthly power. Sun in Capricorn. You had the moon, the full moon in Capricorn. Now we're going to have the sun in Capricorn in Cancer season. This may be telling you also, come Capricorn season, a lot of these gifts, a lot of these harvests, a lot of these seeds will be fully ripe, ready, grown enough to be harvested in Capricorn season. This winter or summer, depending where you are in this world. And it's not very far away. That's not very far away. Again, we're talking about huge cycle breaking here. Cycles that I think have been going on for a long time. And I think that some time, patience will be needed to truly get the benefits of all your hard work. I definitely see that you're going to start feeling and are feeling better right now. Just stay anchored, like I said, Stay grounded. Flow. And you will see, I think, truly, I think your surroundings will be quite different than they are today. I think that you are going to be in a, what I'm feeling is, it's not even happiness. I feel relieved. Maybe that's the word. Like as though you're going to have a sigh of relief. Like a dissipation of anxiety and stomach aches. Wow. You know when you're nervous and you're always at a heightened state of, I don't know, this a heightened state of emotions potentially, or you're always worried about the next thing that's going to go wrong. I feel like you're not going to be in that state anymore. You're not going to feel those things anymore in Capricorn season. Because that's what I felt. It's like all of a sudden I was feeling, emotional, and it was beautiful, but then all of a sudden I felt really tense in my stomach, but then I felt like a warmth. It didn't make me giddy or happy, but it made me feel relieved. And I feel like that's the gift. I think you're going to feel relieved. So that's definitely for some of you out there. Wow. This new moon is a blessing. And what's even more of a blessing is the work that you've done to capitalize on this new moon. So I'm going to try to get this up as soon as possible. The energy is around a few days before, a few days after, so there's time. Open yourself up to receive. Visualize how you want to feel, what you want to see, what you want to experience, like it's though you're living it now. Feel it viscerally and just flow. Just let yourself be blessed by all your hard work. So I'm wishing you every single blessing that you are so deserving of. You've done amazing work, guys. I am so proud of you. I really, really am. And I often say this, if you have not heard that from anyone in your life, please receive that from me with an open heart, because I am truly proud of you and I see all the hard work you've done. So until next time, bye.